happening, guys? Cap over here, and welcome to our debut / week 1 battle in the PMC D League. Today we're taking on the Carolina Clefables, coached by Panther2. Really awesome guy, and I really have to get some shoutouts to this man for just dealing with my scheduling and whatnot. We had our teams like a month ago, and I'm like, I don't wanna look at PMC stuff till, you know, the very last minute. And this man was really patient with it too, so thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to check out his side of the battle and subscribe to his channel too. But if you're doing that too and you're joining me from Panther's side, be sure to sub and like this video. My name's Cap. I'm your coach of the SwaBlu Jays, and we'll try to put on a show this season, as we're always going to try to make playoffs every league that we go into. That is the goal. That is the inspiration for myself to make it through these leagues. Try to make playoffs and hopefully bring a championship to the SwaBlu Jays. Still crying. But anywho, the team that he could potentially bring in, it should be popping up right now. Pretty great team that he has right over there. Some notable mons over there, that being the Victini, Hydreigon, Mega Dancy, Diggersby, Halucha, P2. Some really solid mons. However, for me, I'm very fortunate enough to have a mon that breaks through a lot of those things, that being the likes of Keldeo, Alone Muck, and of course Lando I just rips through everything. I'm not going to be doing a draft analysis video, so eventually you see the whole team when the season continues and rolls on. I'll roll them out. I like to roll everything on my team and see if they can have at least one battle. But yeah, I'm very fortunate enough to have a mons that can really deal with those things and apply a lot of pressure. So he is bringing in Mega Dancy, P2, Skarmory, Diggersby, Jellicent, and Victini. And a couple things to note over here, and what I sort of recognize at the start of this battle, he doesn't have any heal bellers. Unless if Mega Dancy is carrying it for God knows what, then shoutouts for him. I'm 100% I'd take that over, like, you know, Rock Polish or Calm Mind. That's just frightening for me. But some notable matchups over here. So of course Keldeo and Jellicent is going to be one matchup. That's the reason why I brought the Scarf Toxic on Keldeo. Maybe I can make that prediction and get a Toxic off. That would be fantastic. Unless he sacks something off, then Bob's your uncle pretty much, right? Bob is your uncle. Then I brought in Muck with the Assault Vest. Actually, this is a runaway team over here. This is the fashion show team. We got 2 Scarfers, 2 Assault Vesters, and then we got a Peanut Gallery with some leftovers and some Colbert Berry. So, pretty cool balance over there. I sort of like this team. It's absolutely ridiculous. So we've got our Assault Vest over here with the knockoff Poison Jab, Pursuit, and Fire Blast. So my plan with Muck was, whenever P2 comes in, I'm going to send out Muck. Muck can pretty much absorb any attack that P2 wants to dish out, and then Pursue, Trap it, and potentially get that chance of poisoning P2, which is fantastic because that's a great way of dealing with that mon. It also Pursue Traps Jellicent, Victini, and P2. So that's something I sort of want to keep in mind when I was building this team in that matchup. Knockoff is great just because it deals with potential Diggersby that has a Scarf, Expert Belt, or anything like that, Choice Band. That would be just great for me. And Fire Blast, of course, is just for the Skarmory for the heck of it. Then we've got our Rotom over here, our Rotom Heat, which is our only way of really dealing with Victini. Victini's a pretty big threat just because it has such great coverage. It's so offensive. It does a lot of good things. But I know that my team is weak to ice. I know it's weak to fire, electric, a couple of those moves, and luckily for me, Rotom sort of covers that up. So if he brings Glaciate, any fire attack, U-turn, or Bolt Strike, then we can sort of absorb those hits, and that's pretty much my switch into Victini. Hopefully we can get that going on. Then of course we got this broken piece of mon over here, Lander's Eye, which is totally fair and balanced. This is my second Scarfer. Focus Blast, Psychic, U-turn, and Earth Power are enough coverage for me to really put on a lot of pressure, and if I play aggressive with it, it really puts on a lot of work. Focus Blast just goes through Mega Dancy, P2, Skarmory, and Diggersby, and that's something to keep in mind. A lot of these mons just get bodied by Keldeo and Lando, and the Alone Muck too. Then we've got Miss Magus over here, who is just our 4 moves and Colbert Berry Pokemon. Pretty much it's our sort of switch into Diggersby slash, it's not really a switch in, it's pretty much a sacrificial lamb at this point. And it just has great coverage to take on the likes of everything on his team. Then we've got Reniculus over here, a little ridiculous with the Assault Vest. It takes on, you know, it's my only way of really absorbing hits from Mega Dancy and switching out and sort of retaliating. It is meant to take on Dancy with Diamond Storm, Earth Power, Moonblast. It's all a 3-hit KO, and we can sort of just take it down with Flash Cannon. With Regenerator, I can sort of absorb more hits a lot better and keep that 3-hit KO totally possible. So that's sort of the team that I brought in today. I'm going to lead off with Rotom because I figured he'd lead off with either Jellicent, Victini, Skarmory, or P2. And Rotom is a really good mon for that. So let's lead up with Rotom. He leads off with Best Duck, his P2. So I'm just going to Volt Switch, get some information over here. It is a, of course, it's bulky. And right away we get a incredible turn 1. He goes for Toxic. I have Muck in here. No damage whatsoever. So now I can Pursuit Trap this thing because he does not want his item knocked off. And that sort of works out for me. So he's going to withdraw, get the Pursuit, and we get the Poison. Of course, you know, a bit lucky, but you put yourself in that situation to be lucky. And that's all you can ask for at that point. So I'm just going to switch out, not going to reveal Fire Blast right now, as he ends up setting up his rocks over here, which are going to stay for quite some time. And I just decided to go for Discharge, hoping that, you know, maybe he might go into Victini or something, but alas, he doesn't, and I can just sort of pressure his mon over here. And then we've got the second scenario over here. So Best Duck is over here looking pretty scary, and he does not want to take a Secret Sword. And I know he doesn't. It takes him down at this range if he's running, you know, the Pokemon Showdown P2. So I'm gonna predict him to switch out into Jellicent, and we're gonna make that happen over here. And what do you know? Not too shabby. We get this Jellicent Poison right away. Turn 6. We got his 2 walls over here, Poison, P2, and Jellicent, and I'm like, all right, not too shabby, not too shabby. I can bring in Algor as he makes an aggressive switch over here and just goes right into Dante, and I'm like, oh dang, Dante's over here. So we're gonna go into my sort of switch in, which is not a switch in. It just dies. It eats its berry and just dies. But we take a we get some really good information. So Miss Magius didn't die in vain. It died for a purpose. We know this thing is life orbed, and that is fantastic. That means Balance can come in, just go for a Focus Blast, and this is not a switch in, buddy. Look at that, 74%. So good, so much damage. As he goes right into Jellicent, and that sort of works out for us. That sort of works out for us. So now I'm forced to switch up because I'm locked into that. I go into Apple thinking I could take a hit. Nope, can't take a hit at all. And I'm just gonna go for a Volt Switch over here as he ends up going to Dante. And this is where I was like, oh boy, I think I lost Apple. I don't know if I outspeed this thing. And what do you know? He switches out, goes into Starscream. I'm going for the Willow, miss it unfortunately. And I'm like, oh boy, I'm going for a double Willow over here as he tries to make a prediction. And I get this thing burnt. Now this is a pivotal point of the match because Dante really ran through my team. Every time Dante come in, I had to sack something off. So this is a trade that I'm willing to make over here. That, you know, if I lose Apple, he loses Dante. That is fantastic for me because that puts me in a phenomenal position. And yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. So I'm just gonna stay in with Apple, go for the Pain Split, restore a bit of HP, and Dante's not looking pretty healthy at this point. So we're slowly gonna build up our momentum this way and really apply a lot of pressure, which is fantastic. Dante being gone is fantastic. So good. And it's just gonna go down to burn. So Apple gets a KO over there, well deserved KO, and I can just go right into Flubber as he ends up making a switch over here. I'm going for Flash Cannon, get a crit on this Skarmory, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm going for Focus Blast because if he does go for Brave Bird or Whirlwind or set us up spikes, then I'll take this thing out. But if he goes for Roost, I still take it out. So he goes for Roost, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go, get this KO, but I miss. And that sort of sucks because Skarmory is a pain to Keldeo, well, it's a pain to Muck. So now I'm forced to go for double Focus Blast, and I'm like, this Skarmory should have been gone, but what can you do? What can you do? As I'm forced to go for a Shadow Ball over here. Victini's too big of a threat right now. And now I can just go right into my Muck, and that sort of works out for me. I figured, you know, he might just either go into like Jellicent or something like that, or even P2. And now we got this Victini trapped, and I'm like, he knows I have Pursuit. No way he's going to try to switch out or go for a U-turn. If he does, then good on him, but I still get an item knocked off. And that's a 50-50 I don't think he wants to take because Victini is really big. So I'm like, I'm just going to go for a knockoff. That's my best play. He goes for Blue Flare, gets the burn, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. I went for the knockoff, and that knockoff should have KO'd. Potentially KO'd, actually. It should have potentially KO'd. And I don't even get the poison too, so I'm like, oh boy, that sucks. That's a bit unfortunate. So that sort of puts me on the back foot over there. We're 3 against 5 right now, and I'm looking pretty shaky. So now I gotta make some risky plays about that. And he gets sheer force, which is frightening, as now I can just sort of pressure this duck to go for recover. The poison damage is really big. It is really big at this point. As he reveals Toxic a while back ago, he did reveal it, and I can just try to pressure this duck to go for recover. If I keep on hitting my Focus Blast, then that's fantastic, but alas, it is Focus Blast, and of course I'm going to miss. I'm surprised I hit a couple Focus Blasts in this match. And now I'm just going to go right into Keldeo, as he can easily go for Skull at this moment. But he ends up going for the Toxic, which is a bit surprising for me. I was like, oh, okay. Alright, well, that's not bad. And now I'm just gonna make another predictable play over here. Just, man, my predictable plays are just killing me over here. So this thing is easily gonna be, like, it takes the Focus Blast relatively well. And I'm forced to go for a switch up over here as I predict his recover. That's his only play to make. And I'm just going for the Focus Blast, and luckily for me I hit it, take down the P2, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go, now we can get some damage going on. Unfortunately for me, I'm forced to stack off another Mon at this point, and this is gonna suck, because now I'm in a situation where I have my 2 Choice Scarfers, and I have to play aggressive. So, making a prediction that he knows I'm Scarf, I'm gonna switch up my Mon, go into balance, and now I have to go for Earth Power and hope he doesn't switch, or, well, I end up going for U-turn. Go into Pony, and he just goes for the Scald. So at this moment, I'm like, alright, now he has to go for the recover. And with the poison damage and everything, he's slowly stacking up the damage. So I'm like, alright, cool. Put myself in a decent position. It's 17%. Earth Power will put him in range where Toxic will actually take him down. Or we'll let him down. And I'm like, alright, here we go. At this moment, I know that he's going to go down to poison because it's already racked up. And if I make an aggressive double over there, it'd scar me. And at this moment, I'm like, okay, I brought myself into this position where I can win the game. 3 Hydro Pumps wins. I know this Skarmy isn't Spadeft, just because of the damage that Lando I did already. It was a lot of damage, so this means it's either a defensive Skarmy with some attack investment, or it's just, you know, defensive Skarmy. So pretty much everything gets KO'd by Hydro Pump. So I just gotta click Hydro Pump. We hit it. Yes, alright. Keldeo, time to redeem yourself. Pretty much. Hit the Hydro Pump. I'm like, alright, cool. That's awesome. That is fantastic. Now we just gotta hit one more Hydro Pump. And that feels good. It feels so good. Really good. And that is GG. So we'll pick up a narrow 1-0 victory over the Carolina Clefables. And GG to Panther. That was a fantastic game, and it certainly took me for a roller coaster of a ride. And at that moment, I was just like, if I hit 3 Hydro Pumps, I win. If I miss one, he wins. Either way, it's a good game. Especially when you put yourself in that position and battling an uphill battle that for some reason I found myself in. It was just he brought a good team, and it really paid off towards the end of the battle. It came down to, could I take down Jellicent, could I take down Dante, and then after that, slowly his Mon slowly went down. So it was a good battle. And like I said before, like I said before, Keldeo was going to be the MVP of this battle, and what do you know, Keldeo was the MVP of this battle, taking down the likes of, who did he take down? He took down Dancy, Victini, Skarmory. No, he didn't take down, he might have taken down P2 and the Jellicent maybe? I don't know, I'm not sure. Anywho, fortunately for us, we're 1-0 right now. Next week we're going to be taking on another team. And yeah, hopefully we can sort of keep this momentum up and, you know, keep on trying to head towards the playoffs. But anywho, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to get going. And have yourselves a good day, a good morning, a good evening. Peace.